That seemed like a game, Jay, where right from the beginning you seemed to engage the entire group. You know, all four lines, all of your guys. Was it a priority for you to just get everybody in that thing early in this one? And
yeah, I thought, you know, we played a strong first period, had 2 big penalty kills. I thought that settled everything down for us. We had good scoring chances. We didn't convert, but we stuck with it. And the second period was a breakout period for us, and it was led by our leaders, who went out and scored a huge power play goal and kind of broke the ice for us. And it was a strong game, 20 players deep in our lineup tonight.
the power play obviously is really effective. So too is the penalty kill. I know you pride yourselves on a good 5-on-5 game, but when you can win the special teams battle like this, how huge is that?
I think it's really big. Like I said, I thought those 2 penalty kills in the first period really set us up. Obviously, we scored a shorthanded goal, which is a huge thing to create momentum. Power play's been good. You know, it was a factor in our team winning the game tonight for sure.
I thought the physicality of your team was up a notch from game 1. How much of a point of emphasis was that, especially in the forecheck? That's a young Kings blue line core. And your leaders leading the way with Connor McDavid, Draisaitl finishing their checks.
Yeah, I think it's important. I thought there was a physical investment to that game tonight. I also think it's a function of how we have to come through the neutral zone versus their structure. That if we want to have success, you're putting pucks in places where it invites physical contact. And we did a good job of establishing ourselves on that forecheck. And, you know, I think I look at the stat sheet, Zach Kassian, someone who doesn't probably get talked about enough here in this room, somebody who finished with six finished checks and of big variety, was a menace out there for the other team to handle. I thought Josh Archibald, who was introduced to the lineup tonight, finished with 5 finished checks. And then when you see your leaders getting physical, guys like Leon, Connor, Nuge finishing checks, I think it's contagious, and I think it pays off over the long haul.
Jay, you've talked about how much the crowd and the fans mean to you and to you know, this team. Do you get a sense tonight of what a win actually does, and how much the people appreciate it here? Yeah.
I think we have the best fans in the National Hockey League, the most passionate, the most knowledgeable, and our team feels everybody's support. I think it drives us forward, pushes us forward, and for us, I said this when Dave and I came up from Bakersfield, that we wanted to make this community proud of this team. We want to embody the values of this community, and it's a credit to the players because they're working their tails off.
People have gone through a lot the last couple of years, and the franchise has as well. This is the first time that fans have been able to see a win here in the playoffs in 5 years. You were here for that. Mm-hmm. Does this kind of conjure up some memories to a few?
Yeah. I think I've been on the other side of it in a playoff series as well, and saw how the fans spur the team on. And certainly I can tell you that everyone hears it in the dressing room. But I'm going to go back to what I said the other night is that we're going to return to our baseline. We realize this was a very good hockey game for our team. There's lots to build on, but we are coming back to our baseline. We're going to refocus, re-energize, replenish ourselves, and be prepared for game number 3 in Los Angeles.
Before this game really got out of hand, Derek Ryan made a couple of really key plays on the penalty kill. Can you kind of point those out, I guess, and also talk about how important he is to that special team?
I think for Derek, it starts in the face-off circle. I think last game he was 6-1. Today he was 63% in the face-off circle. He blocked shots. He made a lot of really good reads on the penalty kill when there were breakdowns. He's an unsung hero for our team. And I think the playoffs is when you see those, in every little play gets magnified. and he makes a lot of really good ones.
And last one for me, he said the other day that even, when a few games after you had come on, you had to scratch him for a couple games, and he was complimentary of the way that you communicated with him. Can you maybe enlighten us to what that conversation was about, or how you could kind of articulated his role on the team and his importance to the team?
Yeah, I think that happened kind of post-trade deadline. We started to get healthy as a unit of forwards, and I just wanted to give people fair opportunities. And unfortunately, that meant that some really good players couldn't play in that game. And I just think, to pre-inform, I believe in that. I believe in not letting somebody walk into the rink and seeing their number outside of a lineup. So it's just a courtesy and respect that our coaching staff paid to a team-first individual in Derek Ryan.
Jay, you've talked, certain players, it's not all about production, but every guy wants to score. Maybe talk about the importance of a goal for Jesse Puljujärvi, who's maybe been fighting it, and just how sometimes one play like that can really, give a guy a huge boost of confidence.
Yeah, I think he had a good game tonight, a full 200-foot game. I'm happy for him that he scored that goal and finished off that great feed from Connor for his own personal confidence. But I thought he played a really good game. I thought that line was dangerous every time they were on the ice. And for him, I think what happened a few days ago is that the new season started, and he should feel good about his game. He has the confidence of his teammates, and he's got the confidence of his coaching staff.
Yeah, I'm sure you were ready for Mike Smith to bounce back after the mistake he owned. He was very strong tonight, in your opinion?
Yeah. Another one of our unsung heroes that, is a true pro. I thought he made some really good saves in game number 1 as well. It was an unfortunate puck handle, but like I said, I keep coming back to this. When that game was played, we moved on to preparing for game number 2, and he led the way in his preparation, and I thought he went out and executed tonight. The team had a good night, but again, I'm going back to it. Tonight was one game, and our focus and concentration is going to be on getting ready for game number 3.
And you only played Leon 15 minutes and Connor about 16. Is that a perfect recipe? You didn't have to overwork your big guns tonight because you had 4 lines going, so you didn't have to overplay them.
Yeah, it's a factor of just the way the game was being played. I thought they both had good games. Leon scored the game-winning goal when the game was in the balance, and you talk about a heck of a shot. Holy cow, that was he threaded that through the eye of a needle, and it was huge for our team. So the way the game played out, that's the way the minutes got distributed today.
And Jay, you talked earlier about Zach Cass, and there's a few situations that you talked about your dumping and how they're playing where he just made a real soft chip into an area, and that really seemed to allow you guys to, I think, maybe be more physical on their defense. Was that part of the message today, to make smarter chips at times, to put it in an area where their defense had to go get it rather than just, you try to force your way through the neutral zone?
Yeah, I think that team plays a certain brand of hockey. They make it hard. They want to put up roadblocks for you. And you got to navigate your way through. And part of navigating your way through is placing the puck properly. And when we do, it gives ourselves a chance. It gives ourselves a chance to be physical. That's their identity. We want to play towards our identity. And at the same time, understand that you sometimes have to just take what's given and try and make a good play.
Jay, you talked about getting back to the baseline. Is it different getting back to that baseline after a big win or after a loss?
I think it's, we've been pretty consistent in our messaging for the last 2.5 months. You win a game, we're going to enjoy it for about 20 minutes or so after the game. Then our efforts and concentrations move on to the next game to be played. Now, in a playoff series, it's different because you keep seeing the same team. So it comes down to small adjustments here and there. But we're going to enjoy this probably for another 10 minutes or so and then start preparing for game number 3.
One last one for me. You talked about the identity. What does a game like this say about your team's identity?
I think when we're simple, straightforward, direct, when we play with speed and simplicity, and we have a pace and purpose about us, I think we're a tough team to handle. Thanks, guys.